After turmoil with the customers over introducing ads to the platform, sharing passwords, and heavy losses in subscribers and stock prices, Stranger Things 4 came to save the day.
I always tell the truth, even when I lie.
At some point in 2016, you couldn't talk to anyone if you haven't seen Game of Thrones or Stranger Things. The first season literally broke the internet. It was a perfect mixture of 80s nostalgia and teenage adventure slash horror. The first season was a one and done type of thing, but with the surprise hit, God forbid that a corporate would ever let the chance go by unless they milk it dry to the very last drop. I don't want to talk about season 2, which was okay, and especially season 3. Don't get me even started on that pile of shit. At that point, I was only gonna watch it out of curiosity, but then came season 4. Despite the flaws, it was the spiritual successor to season 1. Fantastic antagonist, higher stakes with real consequences, introducing new characters. Not all of them are good, by the way. But with that out of the way, let's review season 4 and give you the recipe of milking an IP. Don't worry, this will be spoiler free. If there's any, I'll give you a heads up. Eleven moved to California with the Byers family. She lives with Joyce and her sons, semi-stoned Jonathan, and she goes to high school with crybaby Will, who spends the entire season crying. Here, we meet our first new character, Jonathan's friend, Stoned Pizza Guy.
Fuck.
And boy, did I grind my teeth every fucking scene he was in. This guy was annoying as fuck. If he made you rolling in laughs, good for you. As for me, I was rolling my eyes, man. Back in Hawkins, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas are members of the Hellfire Club, run by Eddie Munson. I really liked how they portrayed him in the beginning as the leader of a satanic club, but as his story kept unfolding, I liked him more and more. However, Lucas is in the basketball team and he's trying to join the league of, what's his name? Oh yeah, generic popular high schooler. But credit to the writers who didn't turn him into a total dick, so he wasn't that bad. Max is still trying to get over the death of her brother Billy, but don't worry, she doesn't cry as much as Crybaby Will. Hopper's in the gulag. He makes contact with Joyce and Murray through charismatic Soviet guard and Yuri the smuggler, and you can guess where this is headed. Along with other mini storylines such as Steve and Robin, Eleven and the bully Angela, Science Guy and Military Guy, and Skeleton Nancy. Good lord, my bones hurt every time I notice how skinny she is. Last but not least, we see flashbacks of Eleven in the Hawkins lab with Papa to retcon a shit ton of backstory which will be relevant shortly. If you haven't noticed, the amount of characters is insane. If you think I'm trying to sound funny with calling them silly names, I just can't remember their fucking names. I mean, we have 4 main plots: California, the Gulag, Hawkins, and the flashbacks. By the time they circle back to the first plotline, I forgot what the fuck was going on. And that's the main issue with this season. Trying to jiggle too many characters and events at the same time, which results in another issue. The episodes are too fucking long. Each one is like a movie by itself, and you can cut it in half and the plot wouldn't be affected by an inch. But now let's talk about the best thing about this season. Lord Vecna.
Holy fuck! That was diabolical!
Vecna is quite simply the best antagonist of the series by far. He's smart, cunning, dangerous, and he looks absolutely fantastic. So glad they used practical effects instead of CGI. It made him look 10 times more intimidating. I'll talk about him later in the spoiler zone, but overall, he carried the entire season for me. One of the good aspects of this season is that it's concerned almost about telling a good story. The males aren't relegated to empower the females, and it doesn't go too heavy on social politics. Yeah, there is some, but it's bearable, I would say. Now I'm gonna dip my toes into the spoiler zone, so skip to this time code if you haven't finished yet. Ready? Eddie is the best new character aside from Vecna, and his death, I was like, why did you do this to my boy? And that almost happened again if Max didn't magically survive because, I don't know, power of friendship. And the way they transitioned 2 days later just pissed me the fuck off. Fucking really, man? Like, we're in the middle of the shit, and you just do that just to give us like a happy ending and everyone's hugging and a cheap stinger by the end? Ah, fuck that. I would forgive retconning Vecna because of how cool he is, but I bet everyone saw it coming a mile away that he was one.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
The California plotline was pointless and boring and irrelevant, I would say. The Gulag was okay, but sometimes it just gets ridiculous, man. Like, come the fuck on. Breaking in and out of the prison was easier than me switching personalities. And the amount of fucking coincidences is mind-boggling. Like when the high pizza guy decided to walk in the middle of the desert and somehow became an expert in wheels and tires.
This is #1 bullshit.
Or when they ruined one of Vecna's most terrifying moments when he decided to let Nancy go for no obvious reason.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
But now, with the spoilers out of the way, and I got that off my chest, you can tell that season 4 was kind of a mixed bag. Good story with a great antagonist, but fumbled by loads of characters, ridiculous runtime, and scenes dragging way more than they should. Damn, man. I felt like I'm watching an Indian TV show where we have to see the reaction of every fucking character of every fucking sentence. And dozens of drama side stories like it's a cheap soap opera, man. But despite all the flaws, I like this season. But man, I'm really, I don't know what to say. I'm optimistic or pessimistic about season 5. So, if you didn't figure out the recipe yet, let me break it down for you. Step 1. Throw shit at the wall and hope that something sticks. As a streaming platform, you need to have content. Lots of it. To keep those sweet customer dollars coming in. And you can't rely on IPs from other companies because you never know when will they pull the plug and take it off your hands. Step 2. Capitalize on the sticky part. When something finally lands and becomes a surprise hit, even if it was a one and done type of story, make as many sequels as you can. And if you ever need to do a plot twist, never shy away from retcons, my friend. But I can't really say this is greed, although it kind of is. But let's be real. If one of my videos gets trendy, I'm just gonna make more. Because why miss the opportunity? Step 3. Repeat step 2 and never mind the decline of quality and pandering to certain demographics to get those Twitter mob approvals. That's if you have a large fan base, of course, because they'll keep coming back, but not forever though. Step 4. When you notice the decline of interest, revitalize the series one last time for the epic, grandiose, explosive final adventure, and put the effort that you should have put in the previous shitty seasons for the proper final send-off. Step 5. Go back to step 1 and repeat the process all over again. These were the lessons I learned from Stranger Things Season 4 and my thoughts on it. Please like and subscribe and tell me in the comments which new character did you like the most and your favorite moment. Well, I know mine, but you know what? I'm not a movie critic. Perhaps I'll add that to my set of personalities because what do I know? I'm just a schizophrenic taking a shit who occasionally snaps. Peace.